any serious agenda we have ventured in as Kenya Kwanza, we have gone to State House for a PG and discuss and have a middle ground. In all these PGs, we have not agreed in. When we are going there, we go with different opinions, but we go and harmonize our opinion into one, and we come out as one team. We come out as one team which has decided this and this and this and this should be done. Like for the negotiation, the bipartisan talk, we went to State House, discuss. To what level do we do this bipartisan? How do we go about it? And we agreed, let's support this for the better of the country. We support it, let's go and do this as a team. So the problem is that we have a captain who's listening. And you might see us as if we are not doing our side of our side. And the second thing is that we must not look like we are in war with the executive to do our oversight.
You don't have to shout across each other, but when it comes to accountability, because that's the job that parliamentarians have been given. Yes. One of the things that the people of Mogorio and others expect you to do in the National Assembly is to properly oversight the executive to ensure that it's doing things the right way.
Perfect.
Okay?
Yes.
For example, soon the finance bill will come before you.
Yes.
And you will be required to cast your vote on it.
Yes.
And if you look at the things that have been proposed by the executive on the finance bill, in terms of, taxes here, levies there, I've got to ask you, do you think the people of Mogorio are happy with the proposals of the government when it comes to taxation? And even with the proposals of government when it comes to spending? Are the people of Mogorio really happy by saying, okay, the government wants to spend 3.6 trillion shillings in the next financial year? That's all right. That's cool. That's cool.
Please spend.
And run a budget deficit of about 600 billion shillings. All right, that's cool. You can borrow 600 billion shillings. You'll adjust it sometime in the middle of the year, and will allow you to borrow a trillion shillings. The people of Mogorio are happy with that?
The great people of Mogorio are still, the proposed bill is still new. I've shared with them even in their forums, the proposed bill. And like I told you, at many times, the legislation part of government doesn't seem to be in war or in fight with the executive to do their oversight role. The bill is still new. I'm still also familiarizing myself as you are, and I'm still going through. And it is in public participation stage, which means they are welcoming Kenyans to give their suggestions and ideas on what they think should be added, what they think should be removed. After that, it will come back to us. Before it comes back to us, when it comes back to us, we will not just go and vote. We will have hear what Kenyans are saying about it. They are continually saying, and we are listening. Our ear is on the ground. What they are saying, we are listening, and we're also giving what we think should be improved on the same. Even yesterday, I was going the chair of the finance committee in Parliament, giving my 1-2 suggestions that I think should be added on the same. But before then, we'll have to sit down, and I hope the president will give us audience so that we also do our contribution. First in camera and tell him this and this what our Kenyans are saying, this and this what are saying, how this the direction we might take. What do you think is the middle ground? What is
so do you have to go back and seek permission?
Not seeking permission.
Not seeking permission. Is right for the people who have
not seeking permission. Not seeking permission. In Parliament, so you say the bill has come from executive. We will go and tell them the views that we think Kenya have told us, and we will come out with what will be safe for Kenyans and what will be safe for the country. One, we have to remove emotions out of it, in the sense that we also have a country to run. We also have development to fund. But we also have to be sensible to the situation in the ground. The Kenyans that are going through, what limit can they still stretch? If there's no limit, it's a fact. There's no limit. If there's limit, to what extent? So it's something that needs conversation. It doesn't need shouting much. And many people have taken shouting much to be talking to government. You don't have to shout to government, or you don't have. When they don't listen, they fail to listen, you shout. It's the last option. But before we get there, we must, as leaders, seek to sit down with the executive and discuss, say, look guys, this and this are what we think are our input to this as leadership. This and this should be done to this bill. If you look at, let's say, the region, Uganda, Tanzania, Ethiopia, sometimes they are at 40%. as we are at 30%. That doesn't mean we should add, but we are saying there's a situation in the region. There's a situation in the global arena in terms of the engagement in terms of taxation and in terms of IMF and many other. The Eurobond are maturing. They need their money. The many commitments that we did are maturing. You know, when they do commitment, doesn't start then. You know, you write commitment will start in 5 years, 10 years, whatever. Yeah. So it is maturing now. They're starting coming for their due. Say, guys, you sign. You know, you will not say it was not my signature. Even if Kibaki signed, he signed on behalf of the Republic of Kenya, not on his own behalf. Kibaki is gone. Moi is gone, but there is some commitment that Moi put this country in that we are still servicing. So they are maturing, and we have to say, how then do we grow this country? Because there's only one way to get to where we are going. Two ways to take this country to where we want to go. One is market. Our population is small. And two is to move from a revolution to the industrialization, which the president is coming up well with industrial park. But this industrial park needs population. For us to industrialize Africa, we need to get population. We have population in Africa, but it's not connected in two ways. One, we don't have a common currency. Two, we don't have a common links joining us. We don't have a link from here to a good link from here to Uganda and whatever. So, and the only formula is the European Revolution, which took 200 years for them to get where they are. And then America copied the same formula. They use 100 years. The same European formula of revolution, of industrialization. Chinese use it 40 years, the American formula. Us, we should use 20 years because we have the formula. It's not fitting, but the problem is population. So the president is trying to take us from this. The only way we can get out of this is industrialization. If we don't go industrialization, we'll continue taxing because we don't have another source of revenue.
But Mheshimiwa, those are some of those premises, or those are the promises of the Kenya Kwanza administration.
Yes.
And then now we are looking at the actualization and the realization of them.
You know, there's one thing you're not saying, bro. The president has given commitment in this budget we are going to do now, that he will do 47 industrial parks around the country, including one in Baringo, which will be situated in the Royal Mogorio. So this industrial park is what is meant to take our mind from, you know, we have invested in TVET. Where are we taking this knowledge from TVET? We should take them in industrialization. So to fund this industrialization, we need to get budget out of it. We do need to get money to budget it. And taxation is an option, but it should be considerate. That's why we're saying, it is too early to preempt. Let it go to public participation. Let it to chambue kama wa Kenya. After that, it come back to parliament. We do our bit. Why don't you have confidence in us as members of parliament that we'll do something?
No, we have confidence. That's why we are asking you the questions. Because we are in that point and an area of public participation.
We will. From the president to the MCA.
I'm hearing very many members of parliament saying that, you know, I'm waiting for it to come to parliament. And that's where my problem is. At this point, you should be engaging with it and knowing what areas you'd like to raise when it comes to parliament. Yes. Because if you wait for it to come to parliament and then now you're told, okay, so this is the bill.
At least mine, I told you I'm still reading. And I've read and I'm still reading because you have to really...
Fuel, for example.
Yes.
The president promised that one of the things that he'd like to do with fuel was to bring down the cost of fuel. He said, he kept talking during the presidential debate, he kept saying there are about 15 taxes and levies. And we need to relook at those things. For example, VAT, at even that 8% is still high. We can remove that VAT and find other creative ways of raising revenue without necessarily having to put it through fuel. Now, those levies remain and VAT goes up in fuel.
It came to the last parliament. The 12th parliament was shut down. And it is the same legislature. It is the same National Assembly. I told you, let us not preempt. And we are here to serve Kenyans. Our primary interest, and our president, is to serve Kenyans and to reduce the burden of Kenyans. So let's not go before the horse. Let's give it time. Let's familiarize, keep reading. I'm also reading. Let's keep engaging. Let's keep sharing ideas. When it comes there, we'll do what ought to be done.
Okay. There's a lot that's also been happening. And, you know, if you look at yesterday, the CS Kithure Kindiki was back in Shakahola. They have resumed the operation. 21 new bodies exhumed. And we want to hear from our leaders what they think of this. Over 130 bodies have been recovered from this particular area alone. What is going on?
It is shameful. It is unfortunate. It is embarrassing. It is one of the worst tragedy we have ever had in this country. It's a failure in terms of government. It's failure in terms of community responsibility and being brothers keepers and being neighbors keepers. It is failure even to what we used to call nyumba kumi. It is a failure of the social fabric, the government. It is failure. We have failed humanity. What is happening in Shakahola is we have failed humanity by all aspects. One, where were the intelligence of this country? We pride ourselves to be having one of the best intelligence system in the region. Where were they since 2018? When this thing happened, where were they? They could not point out even the place where discovered accidentally, meaning many more people have died. In fact, the person who should be answerable and he should be fired the following day is the head of intelligence in this country. It is shameful that over 100, 200 people can die without the intelligence noticing over a period of over 5 years. What were they doing? Which cows were they looking after? Second is a failure to the community around there, because you mean your mother or your sister can disappear without you even raising complaint? Okay, 1 is okay, 2 is okay, 3 is okay, 10 is okay, 100 is okay? No, it is not okay. What about the boyfriend of that lady or air hostess who wrote that she wanted to commit suicide or whatever, where, you know, what actions did she do? And there are people who died in that situation. So it is a failure that we failed humanity as a people. It is a failure that the government has failed humanity, especially the intelligence service and the security. And it is, I think the problem is, started in 2018 when we started moving our intelligence from the real work that they have to do, and we started chasing politicians, saying huyu analala wapi, amechukua nini, amefanya nini. We politicize our intelligence, and it is a total shame on the former President Uhuru Kenyatta.
You had to bring it there, didn't you?
Yeah.
Reuben Kiborek, thank you very much for joining us. Reuben is the Member of Parliament for Mogorio constituency. Keep it here for more conversations in the next hour. We talk Jubilee. Good morning, 8 a.m.